100 years ago, two crews took to the river for the 1914 boat race. But within a few short months, the world was turned on its head. The Great War had begun. The war changed this city and this river. The boat race was suspended. The 1914 race was the last time it was rowed until 1920. But in the meantime, this river continued to play a vital part, as it has done through the centuries, in our nation's history.
It's where the ships turn up. This is where food is arriving for the city.
We'd be looking at the Thames now. It would have been absolutely packed with barges, war supplies travelling from factories upriver down to the Thames.
Absolutely, yeah. It would have been a very, very industrial, arterial route for the war supplies.
The Thames was crucial in keeping the lights on and the population fed, but it also played a key part in the military conflict with the first aerial attacks on the city.
It's not like the Second World War blitz, but hundreds of people are killed and are injured, and there's a lot of damage done.
And would they have been using the Thames to navigate their way into central London?
Absolutely, yeah, as they did in World War II.
The National Portrait Gallery in London's got an exhibition of images of the men and women who served during the First World War. The Oxford and Cambridge boat race crews of 1914 virtually all served. I've been able to find war records for 17 out of the 18 oarsmen.
That's Cambridge crew. How far do they realise what's going to happen? Or is this all blissful naivety, or have they been reading between the lines when they've been reading the newspapers? Ritson and Livingstone.
Oh, great.
He makes it, he doesn't.
So he dies in the war?
He dies in the war, age 23. He's dead slightly over a year after the boat race.
Of the 18 men who rowed on that March day, 5 would not be coming home. In all, 42 Oxford and Cambridge boat race rowers died during World War I. Perhaps the one that's left the most lasting legacy was Septimus Kelly, who rowed in 1903. He went on to win a gold medal at the Olympics in 1912, and then wrote the most beautiful piece of music for his friend, the war poet Robert Brooke, when he was killed at Gallipoli. Kelly himself went on to die on the battlefield of the Somme, charging a machine gun in 1916. Why do we see such high casualties for the people that rowed in the boat race?
The clue's in the title, the university boat race. These strong, intelligent, well-educated young men. They're not the senior officers. These are the young, keen men who have to show that they're willing to put their necks out in front of their ranks. And that cuts a swathe through them, inevitably.
The Oxford and Cambridge rowers who were killed during the First World War were just a tiny handful of the hundreds of thousands of young men who gave their lives in Britain's bloodiest ever war. This time, spring 100 years ago, they, like millions of other people around the world, were a carefree group of young people focused on sport, with little inkling of the tragedy that was about to engulf them and their world.